Most guys spend their whole lives trying to get noticed by women. They buy expensive clothes, they grind in the gym, they say the right things, yet most still go ignored. They enter a room and nothing shifts, no heads turn, no spark of interest, no magnetic pull. But what if I told you there's a way to flip that script, a method backed by behavioral psychology and years of field-tested results? A way to not just be seen by women, but to become unforgettable. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines. It's not about being the loudest guy in the room. In fact, it's nearly the opposite. This approach is subtle, precise, and rooted in how the female mind actually works. It bypasses logic and goes straight to the emotional core. And once you hit that nerve, she can't unsee you even if she tries. Let's break it down. First, attention is a currency, especially for women. Every day, they're hit with attention from social media, from men, from coworkers, from friends. Attractive women live in a constant state of being watched, judged, and desired. So, how do you stand out in all that noise? Neil Strauss, in The Game, describes the neg, a subtle withdrawal of validation instead of giving it. But let's take it further. The real seducer doesn't just neg, he creates contrast, an emotional roller coaster. That's what hooks her. Because the brain remembers contrast, it's hardwired to notice what breaks the pattern. That's why the man who doesn't try too hard, who doesn't chase or show off, becomes a mystery. He creates a void. And the female mind hates a void. She'll fill it with curiosity, with fantasy, with fascination. Become the question, don't be the guy proving himself. Don't be the answer, be the question. When you're always trying to impress, you fade into the background. But when you're an enigma, when you drop emotional breadcrumbs and pull back, she starts chasing you. She wonders, why isn't he like the others? In Rules of the Game, there's a moment where a woman is hooked, not because a guy says something clever, but because he says something slightly offbeat, then walks away. Her mind needs resolution, and that's your edge. You're not here to chase attention. You're here to earn obsession. A practical example, you're at a party. She's stunning, men orbit her, they flatter, flirt, try hard. She's heard it all. Now you pass by, you glance once, give a slight smirk, not a cheesy grin, just a subtle knowing look, then walk away. That single moment, stronger than any compliment. Why? Because it shows detachment, neediness. It triggers her brain. Why didn't he try? What does he see? Is he better than the rest? The Zeigarnik effect, psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik discovered this. We remember unfinished things more than completed ones. When you're too clear, too eager, or predictable, you give her brain closure. She forgets you. But if you leave her wondering, if you end the moment at its peak, her mind replays it over and over. That's what seduction is, an unfinished story. Stop trying to impress instead. Offer a moment, a gesture, a feeling, then leave it hanging. Don't fill silence. Don't rush compliments. Don't explain yourself. Be the man who is confident without needing to prove it. That's true power. This isn't theory. It's been tested by people like Mystery, Zan Perrion, and Robert Greene. It works because it speaks to something deeper, how female desire actually operates. Women don't fall because you're nice. Not even because you're hot. They fall when they feel something they can't get elsewhere. That I'm drawn to him, but I don't have him yet. Energy. It's addictive. The frame is yours. Most men try to prove their value. They show off success, humor, dominance. But that just makes you another performer. A true outlier withholds more than he shows. You don't enter her frame. You own the frame. When you decide what matters, who qualifies, you flip the dynamic. She can't ignore you. The genuine man, Zan Perrion, talks about the genuine man. Not the one playing games. The one who knows he's desirable, not by words, but by presence. His energy doesn't shout. It whispers, and that whisper cuts through the noise. You don't try to get noticed. You walk in already assuming you will be. You don't earn attention. You command it by not chasing it. And that ease magnetic. The power of silence. Silence is a weapon. Most men can't handle it. But when used right, it says, I'm not in a rush. I don't need to impress you. I'm good. And that presence is rare, real presence, not thinking about what to say next, not darting your eyes. Just being, you listen without reacting. You look at her, not with need, but with calm interest. That's what hooks her. Because she can't quite read you. Internal congruence. Ever notice how some average-looking guys command the room? Women orbit them, men respect them. That's not luck, that's internal congruence. Their thoughts, words, and actions align. No pretending, no performing. And when a woman senses that, she feels it. Because women don't fall for logic. They fall for emotional resonance. You want her chasing. Stop broadcasting. You want to be chased. Be the mountain. Let her curiosity climb, but never give her the full map. Just enough to keep her guessing. That's seduction. Emotional pacing. Men rush. They escalate too fast. But attraction isn't about speed. It's about timing. Think of a great movie. It's the moments before the kiss that captivate. That slow burn, that tension. So slow your pace. Speak when you mean it. Respond when it matters. Let the interaction breathe. Emotional withdrawal. If you're constantly complimenting, validating, and pushing, you kill the mystery. But if you know when to pull back when she's most engaged, you multiply her attraction. She starts investing. She leans in, but this only works if your withdrawal comes from confidence, not fear. I'm not afraid to lose this moment because I trust there will be more. That's calm dominance. Emotional unpredictability. This doesn't mean being inconsistent. It means showing depth. Be playful one moment, introspective the next. Not to manipulate, but because you are multi-dimensional. Women crave emotional novelty, not chaos, just aliveness. If you're always the same, you become emotionally flat. But when she can't quite predict you, she keeps coming back. Desire lives in that ambiguity. Emotional framing. Almost no one teaches this, but it's key. Most men match a woman's emotional vibe. She's quiet, they get quiet. She's cold, they try harder. But the master seducer sets the tone. He says, this is going to be fun, real, different. And then he holds that frame. And women follow. They mirror your calm, your confidence, your playfulness. Because deep down, they want to be led emotionally. Not controlled, guided. And when you lead with presence, confidence, and mystery, you become unforgettable. They want to feel like you know where the energy is going, even if they don't yet. That's emotional leadership. And when you embody that, you don't need tricks. You don't need lines. Your presence becomes the container that invites her to open, to feel, to surrender. But here's something vital. Mystery, unpredictability, timing, even pulling away. They mean nothing without inner congruence. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to be grounded if your mind is spinning with self-doubt. You can't fake being needy if you're secretly checking your phone, hoping she'll text back. You can't act mysterious if you don't truly believe in your own worth. Women are intuitive. They might not know exactly what's off, but they'll feel it. That's why the real work is you. Every seductive power you want to develop, every ounce of sexual tension, it all flows from how you see yourself, the respect you have for your time. The life you're building, the identity you've earned. When you become a man who is already whole, with or without her, you become the kind of man she notices. Not because you tried, not because you chased, but because you became a force, a presence, a vibe, and that is what she can't ignore. Now, let's go deeper into the body. All that emotional leadership is powerful. But the body never lies. Before you say a word, a woman can feel you through your energy. And that feeling, sexual tension, isn't about what you say. It's about what you don't say. This isn't the cliché calm tension or locker room bravado. This is that raw, magnetic charge between a man and a woman, when nothing is said, but everything is felt. Here's the truth. Most men either suppress this energy completely, or they force it with overt comments, needy compliments, or obvious stares. Both fail. A truly seductive man knows how to transmit desire without touching, without speaking, and without trying to get anything. It starts with intention. Your intention is the invisible signal she picks up on before you speak. If you're trying to impress, she feels that. If you want validation, she senses it. But if your desire is grounded, unapologetic, not lust, but anchored masculine presence, she feels pulled toward you. Not because you pushed, but because your energy invited her in. Through your stillness, your breath, your eyes. Don't hide your desire, own it, but own it from self-possession. Don't look at her like a boy seeking attention. Look at her like a man who's already full, and who sees her beauty, but doesn't need to consume it. That gaze, that subtle, anchored energy, that ignites her nervous system, one tool most men overlook, controlled eye contact, not a stare down, but a gaze that doesn't seek to take, only to see. You're not looking at her body, you're looking at her energy. You're not trying to get anything, you're just there, and when she looks back, you don't flinch, you don't smile nervously. You hold it, let her feel it, your stillness, your posture, your breath. They speak louder than 1,000 compliments ever could. Because what she sees is a man who is fully in himself, not chasing, not performing, just being, and inviting her to meet him there. The mistake most men make, breaking the tension too soon. They crack a joke, they fidget, they rush the moment. But the seducer, he holds the tension, he lets her feel everything, curiosity, arousal, nervousness, even confusion. And he doesn't rescue her from it. That's the key. Don't rescue her from the tension, let her sit in it. Because when a woman feels seen, but not rushed, she becomes emotionally, energetically, physically open. Not because you asked, but because your energy made it safe to surrender. Emotional patience, this is one of the most attractive and rare qualities a man can have. It means not rushing the moment, not rushing her, not rushing yourself. Most men treat attraction like a transaction. I said the right thing, now give me the result. But women are not logical processors, they are emotional waves. And if you ride the wave without trying to control the ocean, you become unforgettable. You are the masculine container. This is the space you hold emotionally, physically, psychologically. Not to dominate, to stabilize. She can be expressive, emotional, chaotic. And you stay unmoved, not cold, not distant, rooted. That grounded presence gives her permission to open more, feel more, reveal more. Because you become the pole in her emotional storm, and that's where desire thrives. This is the difference between the average guy and the one she dreams about. He didn't rush, he didn't chase, he didn't need, he just was. Energetic seduction, this is the next level. Some call it presence, some call it polarity. At its core, you've become so energetically aligned, so deeply masculine, that your mere presence shifts the room. You've seen it, that man who walks in and everything changes. Women turn, men step back. It's not magic. It's not luck, it's frequency. He's forged discipline, purpose, and direction. His presence is earned. His body language is relaxed, spine straight, eyes warm but penetrating, voice calm but resonant. He doesn't need to impress. He just is, and others feel his certainty. He doesn't talk to fill silence. He speaks when he has something to say, and in the stillness between his words there's gravity. He's not rushed because he knows she'll come to him. The final truth most men never hear: attraction is not about getting something from her, not validation, not approval. It's about stepping so fully into your own grounded masculine truth that you become impossible to overlook. You don't chase women, you invite them into your world, and the ones who are ready, they run to you. Everything we've talked about, your energy, your presence, your pacing, your emotional leadership, your ability to hold space and tension, this is not about becoming someone else. This is about shedding everything you're not, the performer, the pleaser, the overthinker, the man waiting for permission. You don't need permission to be magnetic. You don't need permission to be desired. You don't need permission to take up space, to speak with weight, to walk like you belong. You do belong. And when you finally let go of the belief that you have to earn that right, women will feel it. In the way you walk, in the way you look at them, in the way you don't flinch when they test you, because they will test you. Not to reject you, but to feel your strength. Not your physical strength, your energetic one, your inner stillness, your emotional groundedness. That is the frame, that is the method. And that is why, when you truly embody this, women won't just notice you. They'll need to figure you out. They'll remember how you made them feel. They'll chase the mystery in your eyes, in your silence, in your stillness. Because In a world full of noise, you became the silence that speaks the loudest.